but also even talk radio. Though statistically, talk radio has the best response, bang for the buck, in every study I've seen. Not studies put out by talk radio industry. You can go out and research real marketing analysis. Talk radio, especially conservative, libertarian, patriot, whatever you want to call it, is the cheapest advertising for the response. But even in this shot economy, even talk radio is having a lot of problems. Even Limbaugh and others have had problems compared to their past because the country is shutting down. We've also got the government coming in wanting to censor. There's some good headlines today about the Federal Trade Commission now backing off, at least for now, their calls to tax talk radio and restrict free speech, but they'll be back. And so going into this storm, it is important to financially support talk radio and alternative internet websites and news and information. And so I would challenge you to not just support our local AM and FM affiliate sponsors, but to support our sponsors nationally, and to also buy the books, the videos, the T-shirts, the materials that we offer on Infowars.com, because we are financed by you. Plus, these are the best films out there and are riveting, are informative, and are some of the most effective tools out there in waking people up. So whether it's Don't Tread on Me or Invisible Empire, New Order Defined, or Police State 4, The Rise of FEMA, you can watch them all in high quality at prisonplanet.tv. You can share your passcode with friends. Up to 6 different people, 15 cents a day. That finances our IT and our expensive bandwidth. You can buy the high-quality DVDs, make copies of them. It is your purchase of the books, of the T-shirts, of the videos, of the pocket constitutions that makes this broadcast possible, and we couldn't do it without you. And I'm in a better position than pretty much anybody in the media, statistically, from what I've sing. You know, we're in the top 3 or 4% of success. We're doubling our audience conservatively every year. That's not just me. That's Talkers Magazine and Radio Inc. and Alexa and Shoutcast, and the Washington Post called me, the incredibly influential Alex Jones 2 days ago, which I don't even like that particularly being in the paper. I always wanted to sneak up on these people. I've known the effect we're having. I mean, folks, I can get off a plane in Chicago or New York or Honduras, and every 5 or 6 people I walk past stop and are fans of the show, fans of liberty, and it's exponential. You know, I can have the number 2 guy in the Japanese government on the show saying 9/11's an inside job. I can have the former German defense minister on, the former head of German intelligence on, who's a listener and who's talking about world government. You know, we're, for whatever reason, I think it's because I'm real. And we're going back to Bob Chapman. I mean, I'm real. I listen to my show sometimes and I can't listen to it. It comes off obnoxious sometimes, bumbling, whatever, but there are those kernels of, true enlightenment or understanding with the guests, the callers, myself. It's real, though. That's why we've had success. But let me tell you, I know the economy's shot. If we're doubling our audience exponentially the last 3 years and our revenue's down from a year ago. I mean, I can tell you right now, folks, that most companies have lost market share, and so they are just fried. They're losing viewers and listeners. Can you imagine what their bottom line's like? So it is also important to support us as well here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, going back to Bob. Bob, I was ranting about the economy. Any other points you want to add about where the economy's going before we go to some phone calls?
No, I think we've got it scoped out. We just don't know the regularity or irregularity of how it's going to happen, but it's going to be an end result. And it's just too hard to call. We all know the direction, and so anybody who makes a prediction shouldn't be held too hard to it, like Gerald, because if it doesn't happen that way, because it's so hard to call.
Yeah, it's like saying, well, we've had 5 days of solid rain. We're in southern Peru. We always have mudslides. It looks like that mountaintop's about to go. Is it going to fall in the next 5 minutes or by tomorrow morning? You don't know, but you get up in the morning and the mountainside has collapsed. It's going to happen.
That's right.
All right, let's go to Anti-Federalist on our home phones, because, again, we're taking phone calls on both phone systems. Anti-Federalist from Georgia, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hey, guys, I'm going to play a clip for you from John King, USA, from Wednesday. And the speakers here is a guy named Cornell Belcher and a Republican guy named Rich Galen. It has to do with Obama. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's a good clip. I like it. What else does he have to
How
say?
you thought? Hold on, I'm playing it right now for you.
See, I don't want to be anti-federalist. Here's the problem with people playing clips. Is that I'm not trying to be mean, but I dread it. It's better just to tell us about the clip and then we can grab it. Because sometimes people know how to put the phone up to the speaker where I can hear it. No one can hear that anti-federalist. In fact, I wonder if anti-federalist is even there. He's probably still listening to the clip. Anti-federalist, are you there?
I am here. Yes, I am here.
Yeah, we couldn't hear.
I apologize for the bad audio.
We couldn't hear Jack Diddley squat.
No problem.
Okay, well, what did they say?
Okay. Rich Galen called. He was speaking about. Actually, I have it. Hold on 1 second, Alex. I have.
Yeah, we can't. Anti-federalist. Now we can't even hear you. I'm not going to be able to do this. I appreciate your call. I mean, we got wide open phones. We don't screen calls, but folks, you got to have the phone. You got to be ready. Sometimes I almost don't even want to take calls anymore because, or just take calls when I'm taking calls because that was just a complete disaster. It just went on and on and on. And then I'm the bad guy. I like anti-federalists. I'm sure he's a nice person, and I want to hear what you had to say. But it's never ending. Bobby in California, you're on the air with Bob Chapman. Let's try you.
Yeah, we've been typing BPA contaminating our food. Just find a Fox News clip where they admit that BPA was actually considered a form of female estrogen to be used in pills going back in the 1930s.
All right, I heard something about female estrogen there. Your phone's low.
No, there's a Fox News clip that's titled BPA contaminating our food, and they admit that BPA was considered to be used as a female hormone in the 1930s as a estrogen pill. And they show how all our tin cans and all the drink cans and food cans are all lined with this BPA, and it's just at an unbelievable high level.
Yes, sir. We talked about this over a decade ago, and we're called kooks. There are thousands of different permutations and different types of plastic. They chose one family of plastics that actually even cost more than a lot of the other formulas made out of petroleum that leaks and leaches high levels of estrogen mimicker. And so our boys are feminized and have smaller genitals. They've known this for 50 years. And women are hyper feminized. And so a woman's breast at 30 or the breast of a 70-year-old. That's why so many women are, biologically, they don't look like the breast of a 70-year-old, but the hormonal exchanges have worn the cell DNA out to the point of a 70-year-old. And so, your 8-year-old goes into puberty when she's a girl, and your boy looks like a girl and acts like a girl because they are a girl. I mean, you could feed estrogen to a bull, and it'll act like a cow. In fact, it'll even go present itself to another bull to be mounted because it's got a similar brain. And so, yes, and that's one reason you can't really blame a lot of these people that are gay. People love to hate them and say kill them and stuff. I think it's a destructive lifestyle, but I don't hate these people. But the reason there's so many gay people now is because it's a chemical warfare operation. I have the government documents where they said they're going to encourage homosexuality with chemicals so that people don't have children. Bob Chapman, comments on that?
Well, I've heard about that before. I haven't gone into it as deeply as others have. But there's no question in my mind that a great deal of the activity in that sphere is because of the things that we eat or eat out of. And the incidence of homosexuality is increasing, and that's probably the reason why. Well,
if you give estrogen to a bull long enough, it'll start going over and basically presenting itself to bulls. And I've read the studies on this and talked to the vets. I actually worked for a large animal vet a few summers. And it's just a fact. And so we wonder why men look like women and why women are all jacked up and going into puberty. Some of them at age 5 now. And when they go into the doctor because they're 5-year-olds having a period, some as young as 3, the doctor comes to them and says, I'm going to give you other hormones to suppress that, not, hey, let's stop drinking GMO growth hormone milk, which has been linked to it. Hey, let's stop drinking out of estrogen-mimiking containers. And again, I even catch myself, Bob, drinking out of these estrogen mimickers because it's everywhere. I mean, take this. I don't know, but I should check. This is probably lined with the type of plastic that has it, but I still grabbed this off the shelf this morning, even though it says it's organic. That's not enough. In fact, guys, give me a knife so I can tear into this. Let's see if it's lined with it. In fact, it'll probably say it, if it's lined with it inside the plastic packaging. I wonder if this spring water, natural lime flavor I'm drinking. I know full well HEB's putting fluoride in this. Why am I drinking this? I know full well these kettle chips say that they don't have MSG, but they've got the yeast extract thing that says it's MSG. What's wrong with us? Why won't we stop? Why am I so weak, Bob Chapman?
Because you don't stop and think about every little thing that you do. When you're eating, you're hungry, and you make mistakes.
And they know that they have immersed us in this, Bob.
They certainly have. And it's just like the kids that get hyperactive, which is normal, and they give them Ritalin.